I know that I'm late on this review, but I really wanted to spend a little bit more time with this microphone to see whether or not I actually liked it, since for me it was kind of in the middle for quite a while. However, I finally have the answer today, and while we won't be able to compare this microphone to the Rode Potomic just yet, we're going to be doing just that within the next couple of days. Please allow me to introduce you to the Audio-Technica AT2040. Now let's go ahead and dive right in. Before we continue, don't forget that I have a Twitch channel that you can go ahead and follow me on for live microphone reviews and much more than that. But you're also going to find my Instagram and a link to the Tech Summit Discord in the description. So come join the community because it is a pretty cool one. We've also opened up a Patreon as of late where if you join, you'll be automatically entered to win one tech gadget every month in our exclusive giveaways. Details to that are going to be down below. Don't forget to check out the description for everything. Now let's get right into the video. I'm going to be recording this entire review with this microphone using the AverMedia Nexus as my audio interface, so that you can hear what this microphone sounds like for content creation. But I'm also going to be streaming with it tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, so you can hear what this microphone sounds like live, and also ask all of your questions live. So links to my Twitch are going to be down below. But as always, let's begin with an unboxing. This microphone comes with a lot of protection around it to keep it pretty safe, I would say. But it also comes with a carrying pouch, and there's going to be a mount right attached to the mic, by the way. And that's pretty much it when it comes to the unboxing. Usually Audio-Technica unboxings tend to be pretty bare bones. The exterior design here consists of metal. This microphone is quite small, but still weighs quite a bit. It feels kind of like a more expensive microphone than it actually is, and I think that in terms of the build quality, this will certainly last the test of time. Now, when it comes to its looks, I'm actually not a fan, really. This microphone just kind of looks a little bit too generic, with hardly anything to visually separate it from other microphones per se. But we still haven't really gotten into the sound test, which is going to be pretty important, if not the most important part about this microphone. So just know that this microphone is built really well, but doesn't really look so nice. Now, this is a cardiodynamic microphone with a frequency response of 80 Hz to 16 kHz, and it is going to be addressed from the front just like this, as I have been doing this entire time. Now, you won't find any switches to make like on-the-fly adjustments or anything like that, but that's totally okay as long as you have an interface that will allow you to EQ this microphone if you even want to. There's also going to be a rather thick pop filter built right in, so I had to say that it is pretty nice to have that kind of protection from plosives, considering that from this distance they can affect the microphone quite a bit, but this microphone is actually very good at handling plosives. Let's go ahead and get into the actual sound test. I'm going to be doing this portion without any kind of EQ applied to it first, so that you can hear what this microphone actually sounds like. So immediately, it's pretty obvious that this microphone is very mid-forward, which means a few things. Let's begin with the good. Male voices will be emphasized more, and it does give it a very broadcast-esque sound. However, the bad would be that it doesn't sound very natural, and I feel like this microphone isn't really very customizable in terms of its sound because of its more limited frequency range, so it can't really get too high or too low, which limits my options for the EQ. But that's actually okay, in my opinion, because this microphone actually reminds me quite a lot of the Audio-Technica BP40, which is a $350 microphone, roughly, I think. And this one doesn't sound that much different, really, from that one. And that's actually one of my favorite microphones of all time. So yeah, I can't say that I am still a fan of how this microphone sounds. So I do really like how this microphone sounds with my own voice, but I would have preferred a more open sound, or just one that wasn't so mid-forward. This is how it rejects noise, by the way. So it does do a pretty decent job at ignoring the obnoxious AC that is directly behind this microphone, maybe about 12 feet away, but you can still hear it a bit. Like, not so much that it would be annoying unless you're recording something, which would prompt me to just go ahead and turn off the AC entirely. And now onto the EQ test. I am actually really happy with the results that I got here. So I went ahead and I lowered the mids by about 10% to have a little bit less emphasis on that. I increased the low end by about 12% to add just a little bit more depth to this microphone. But I went ahead and increased the highs by about 20% to really brighten up the sound. And while I do think that it still has a more broadcast-esque sound to it, I think that it sounds much better like this because it still sounds more natural, or I suppose just a little bit more pleasing to the ears. So I am going to be recording the rest of this review with this setting on. So when it comes to complaints, they're kind of dumb complaints, honestly, and it's really just that there are going to be very few of them as well. I don't like the way that this microphone looks, since there isn't really anything special in the way that it looks. It does look very generic, and I think that they could have done a lot more to make the AT2040 stand out, kind of like how the pod mic does. Like, the pod mic has a very unique design to it, a unique color scheme to it, and I think that Audio-Technica could have done a better job in that regard. And also, I would have liked to see a wider frequency range on this microphone, because it would have allowed me to do more during the EQ section, but I still got so much done with not too much effort, so it's kind of a non-issue really. Now, this microphone sounds quite good, but by default it clearly shows that it's meant to satisfy certain people. Not everyone will sound very good with this microphone without doing some EQ work first, but I will say that this microphone, to me, does sound pretty good. But maybe don't buy this if you don't have the means to apply any EQ to it, because this microphone has the potential of sounding even better with an external tool like that, which is why the AverMedia Nexus is really coming in clutch right now and giving this microphone just a lot more to work with. So essentially, just not unless you have an interface, any kind of EQ settings that you can engage. For $100, this is a good sounding microphone for content creators, streamers, and podcasters. But if you're doing voiceover work or singing into this microphone, then definitely look away. It's not for you. But those of you on the fence should have your minds made up from this conclusion already. And if you're interested in purchasing this microphone, then I'll be making sure to leave affiliate links down to Amazon in the description. And if you end up using any of my links to make a purchase, then I do get a small commission that does help out the channel quite a bit. So I would appreciate that quite a bit. And that also includes ABUNDA. In case you would rather go ahead and finance this microphone, you can actually do it without needing a credit card of your own. So I do think that this service is pretty awesome. So link to that down below. And there's also going to be Luster, which is going to be a completely free browser extension that's going to help you find sales on things that you're shopping for, not just on Amazon. So links to all of these things down below. If you are interested in any of these, then do make sure to click on those, because it would very much help the channel quite a bit. And also, I wanted to leave a gentle reminder that I am going to be streaming with this microphone tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Lastly, I would love to give a very special thanks to all of our patrons, including the tier 3s. In particular, those are going to be Joe Moss, Omar, and Saad Al-Wazal. Thank you so much for all of your support, because it really does go a very long way. Now, as for the tier 2s, coming right up. And this is super important. I would just like to give a very special thanks to all of our patrons, which are going to be listed right here on the screen. Again, a massive thanks to you all for supporting us to help us create the kind of content that we bring to you on a day-to-day basis. And thank you so much for supporting the Tech Summit podcast as well. And just remember that if you would like to be a part of this community too, and then do make sure to check out the links to our Patreon, where you don't only get bonus episodes of our podcast, but you also get automatically entered into one of our monthly giveaways of a tech product that we have reviewed that is of at least $50 in value or higher. So links to that down below. And don't forget to follow me both on Instagram and Twitch, where I do tend to stream fairly often. With that said, this has been Francisco from Tech Summit. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be seeing you all later. Enjoy.